Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into something that absolutely every single one of us experiences. It really doesn't matter if you're a brilliant scientist, a billionaire CEO, or just someone who accidentally binged 4 hours of TV when you definitely should have been asleep. Eventually, we all surrender to the exact same thing: sleep. So let's kick things off by confronting a pretty wild number. If you live to be 75 years old, you're going to spend exactly 25 of those years completely unconscious. 25 years, just gone, doing absolutely nothing, or, well, at least that's exactly what it looks like from the outside. But just imagine, for a second, waking up tomorrow morning with a brand new evolutionary upgrade. Exhaustion, yawning, insomnia, bedtime, all completely gone. You could stay awake forever without ever feeling tired. How would that actually change the world? And, more importantly, how would it change you? Section 1. The Utopian Promise. At first glance, removing sleep feels like the ultimate life hack, right? I mean, you are instantly handed 8 extra hours every single day. You could master 5 different languages, read thousands of books, build complex businesses, or just spend significantly more time with your family. Think about a standard 24-hour day. That massive 1/3 chunk of your time budget that's usually blacked out for sleep, it suddenly transforms into pure usable hours. Your conscious life literally becomes 1/3 longer without you having to live a single extra year on Earth to get it. It sounds absolutely perfect, almost too perfect. Though, let's be honest, while we'd love to think we'd use that time to cure diseases, a lot of us would probably just spend those extra 8 hours endlessly scrolling on our phones. Still, on a global scale, civilization would just go into absolute overdrive. Factories would operate 24 hours a day, hospitals would double their capacity, and the global economy would absolutely explode. Governments would probably hail it as our greatest achievement. We'd laugh at the very idea of bedrooms. Pillows would literally become museum pieces, alarm clocks would be totally useless, and the phrase good night would slowly just fade out of every language on the planet. Section 2. The brain's night shift. But to understand the true cost of those endless waking hours, we have to look past the surface fantasy. Hidden behind this incredible gift of time lies a pretty terrifying truth about human biology, because sleep isn't just wasted time. See, for thousands of years, ancient civilizations were absolutely convinced sleep was just the body powering down, like a biological off switch. But modern neuroscience revealed the exact opposite. The moment your eyes close, your brain actually becomes this incredible hive of electrical activity. Billions of neurons start firing and communicating in these intricate patterns that simply do not happen when you're awake. Your sleeping brain is essentially working the most critical shift of the entire day. Think of it like a highly elite night shift cleaning crew. You've got a specialized waste-clearing network actively flushing away toxins that built up while you were awake. At the exact same time, it's processing your complex emotions and repairing damaged cells. It is a massive, resource-heavy operation. If you remove sleep, you entirely remove that vital maintenance. Section 3. The endless grind. And if we removed that biological requirement, well, civilization itself might begin to collapse under its own weight. That utopian promise of endless free time would very quickly turn into a terrifying, inescapable trap. Right now, sleep creates a natural boundary, a hard stop to your day. But without it, days completely lose their edges. Picture the life of an average worker. You might start by working a 20-hour shift. Then, pushed by fierce competition, you take on another 10 hours, then 15 more. And you wouldn't be doing this because you necessarily want to, but simply because you can. It wouldn't take long for employers to just expect that continuous output. Competitors would demand it. Success would belong exclusively to whoever was willing to stay productive the longest. So the greatest danger wouldn't even be physical exhaustion. It would be this unending, suffocating pressure. Ironically, a world without sleep wouldn't make us free. It would trap us in a relentless loop that literally never, ever pauses. Section 4. Dreams and Memories. Stepping away from the economy for a second, the internal psychological toll would be catastrophic. And that starts with the complete loss of our dreams. Dreams are way more than just meaningless, weird, late-night movies playing in your head. They are our ultimate creative engine. They help process our most complex emotions, and they often connect ideas in totally unexpected ways. In fact, some of humanity's greatest scientific breakthroughs and artistic masterpieces, like the periodic table or the melody to the song Yesterday, were famously conceived while their creators slept. Without dreams, human creativity itself would slowly begin to fade away. And then comes something even stranger to think about: your memories. Every conversation, every detail, every little mistake you make today, none of it is permanently saved instantly. Sleep acts as your brain's ultimate editor. While you are unconscious, your brain is actively deciding what deserves to stay and what should just disappear forever. Without this vital editor, your memory's storage would become dangerously chaotic. Right now, we get to enjoy a kind of filtered peace. Your brain actively protects you from sensory overload by simply discarding the daily noise. But without that reset, you'd be thrust into unbearable chaos. Imagine perfectly remembering every single face you've ever passed on the street, every annoying advertisement, and every deeply awkward elevator ride you've ever had in excruciating detail. Sometimes, forgetting is the most important thing your brain does. Without a reset, true mental silence would become flat out impossible. Section 5. The loss of meaning. Ultimately, taking away sleep strips away something deeply foundational to the human experience. Beyond the biology and the psychology, there are profound social and emotional consequences. For one, our entire sense of time would begin to shatter. Today, life makes sense because sleep divides our existence into manageable little chapters. Without those chapter breaks, weeks would just blur into a single, stretched-out day. Entire months could pass without us even realizing how quickly life is moving. Paradoxically, having more waking hours would actually make our lives feel vastly shorter. We'd also lose all those quiet moments. There would be no more distinct fresh mornings or cozy nights. The simple, unifying ritual of a family ending the day together would vanish as everyone started following completely different biological schedules. We would lose those unproductive yet magical moments, watching the rain, looking up at the stars, or just falling asleep beside someone who makes you feel safe. Sleep is fundamentally part of the rhythm of being human. Without the dark of night, would a sunrise still feel inspiring? Would a holiday even matter if every single day seamlessly blended into the next without a pause? The things that seem like our greatest biological constraints are often exactly what give the rest of our time its true value. Sleep might feel like lost time, but it's actually the anchor that gives our waking hours their meaning. So tonight, when you finally surrender and close your eyes, remember that you aren't just wasting a third of your life. You are allowing the most complex object in the known universe to rebuild itself. You are activating the absolute greatest superpower you already possess. Ultimately, the question isn't what you would accomplish if you never slept. It's whether you would even still be human without it.